Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. This is all about big news for Marvel. I've put together this video over the last couple of days. I've gone through and I've found all of the dates, all the release dates of all the upcoming movies and shows that are really important, and I'm putting them here for you just to give you a heads up so you can start doing some long-term thinking. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. That would be great. Or you can join the channel as a member. We do giveaways on my Saturday and Wednesday live streams, and all of the membership goes right back into giveaways. That would be great. But mostly I want you to comment down below so you can tell me what you think about the upcoming new releases and what you think about the VeeVee collectibles. And if you're not a VeeVee user yet and you're coming to this video just because it's Marvel, VeeVee can be downloaded from an app store and on your mobile device, and it's a great place for NFT, Marvel collectibles, and so much more, comic books. But anyway, let's get into this video. Big news. So like I said, I put together all of the dates for you. I'm going to show you the stuff in the app that actually connects to some of these movies and shows that are coming out. And I'm thinking way along in advance, like way ahead for you, right? And that's what I want you to do too. So let's go right here. Long-term thinking is what I'm telling you about. I don't want you to think about the stuff that's going on today or tomorrow like so heavily. I mean, we obviously have to, pay attention to all of that stuff for sure. But I want you to think further ahead, right? I want you to look at what's in the app, look at what's coming out, specifically in Marvel anyway, and start preparing yourself now, because we've got drops in VeeVee historically now over the last year or so, or even 6 months probably, where they have given us big hints about what's coming out in the movies and shows. So VeeVee kind of acts like this really great first chance sort of hint thing. And sometimes we get stuff in the app like a comic book and we don't really know why we got it yet. And the real world, in the public, they haven't got even a trailer or anything. And then suddenly something comes out and VeeVee was like the first one to tell us, right? So that's why I'm thinking think far ahead, right? Anyway, let's get this going. I'm going to break it down for you. Right here, we'll start off with Moon Knight. Now, Moon Knight, the TV show, is coming out very soon. This is on March 25th. I published this video. It's coming out literally on the 30th, and it's going to be on Disney Plus. And we haven't got anything specifically for Moon Knight yet, but he is in the supernatural range. And this is a show that's going to last multiple episodes. And so we could get something anytime now to go along with the show. Or we could get some stuff in the show that is in the app. As soon as the show starts to launch and we get more news about it, I'll definitely put a video together. But that's what the blind box is. We might get Moon Knight anytime. We don't know, but we do have Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider, the comic, that's a supernatural character from the MCU, and he is a supernatural character, so it's all falling in line, and that goes right in line with our next release that's coming out, and that's the Morbius movie. This is coming out on April the 1st, and we haven't got a Morbius or anything like that, but like I said, we have the Ghost Rider, and there's a whole branch of the MCU that's all about supernatural heroes and villains, and I think we're starting to see them develop that. So in VeeVee, we're definitely going to get some stuff. Like I said, the Ghost Rider comic is probably the first one, so I would start planning on grabbing that one. It's a great comic in the real world anyway, and it's a great comic on the app. So you could plan ahead before they announce a Ghost Rider movie. You're definitely going to want to have that comic book, right? So anyway, we'll see what happens with those two, right? But we do have a lot of stuff coming up for Doctor Strange. That's the big movie that's coming out really soon. It's coming on May the 6th, and there's been a lot of speculation about it. There's been a lot of breakdowns of the trailers. There's going to be more. I've done a bunch. If you're watching my channel a lot, you know I've talked about this trailer a lot. We have great stuff in the app to prepare that you could start getting now, and also how this story, where it's going to take the MCU. And of course, we have X-Men 4, the first appearance of the Scarlet Witch, and she's major player in this, and that comic book is fantastic in the app. You can still pick it up at a really good price. You can get the Doctor Strange, like the Strange Academy one that we got a little while ago, where her and him actually train young magicians. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then of course, I have this little photo right here. If you look at it up close, this is the Illuminati group that is going to be in the movie, and we have Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four in there, so you can start looking at Fantastic Four stuff. We got Iron Man on that group, and we can see him potentially in the movie, like another version of him. All right, and then of course we got others in here as well, and the big one is Professor X. And of course, if you go look at this comic, X-Men 4, he's right on the cover of the ultra rare. That's a great comic. Of course, Fantastic Four #1, you could just pick one up because if we get literally Reed Richards, it's going to confirm the Fantastic Four. They're already confirmed to be in the MCU, that we just haven't seen them yet. So that's some future thinking, right? So this one is a little bit further along. This is July the 8th. We got Thor, Love and Thunder. This movie's going to be incredible. We'll probably get a trailer around April, mid-April or so. If you look at trailers and how they release them to the movie date from the Spider-Man movie that came out, and then, of course, the Doctor Strange movie that has come out and when it's going to be released. If you look at when they released the trailer and when they actually released the movie, this one should actually line up around mid-April for a trailer, but we could get something sooner than that, and everybody wants it bad. But there's going to be lots of stuff going on in this movie. Christian Bale, you know, the Dark Knight Batman actor, he's going to be in it. He plays the main villain, and he's chasing around. Apparently, the plot is like he's going to be chasing around a lot of the Thor characters and the gods and stuff and trying to kill them and everything. So we're going to get multiple Thors in this movie, and of course Beta Ray Bill is most likely going to be in it. I mean, that's going to be awesome. This comic is really rare on the app, so you probably want to have one of those in your collection if you can. You know, we just got Gamora showing up in her first appearance in the comic, and of course the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in this because Thor is right now with them, right? So they're confirmed to be in this movie at some capacity, and you know, we could see Gamora in there too, and we do know there are. Later in this video you'll see Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, so that's a great comic. And of course we got little Throg right there. He's awesome. He's rumored to be in it too, just because the director loves him so much. He's confirmed to say it. And over the next few weeks we have some little blind boxes. We don't know what we're going to get, but those are some good first steps for you to look at for planning for this movie. If you get this stuff now, like Throg is really cheap, you can pick him up at a really good rate, then you know, this could set you up really nicely, right? So we go a little bit further, and this is the bigger one for me. I love this one. This is Into the Spider-Verse. This is like the Spider-Verse movie part 2, and it's actually called Across the Spider-Verse, and this movie's coming out on October, okay? And we already have tons of Miles Morales stuff in the app, but it's being slept on right now because the attention is diverted, and people are kind of not looking at Miles, but this is your chance to, you know, get in there as a collector. This is like not financial advice. This is just to be able to get stuff cheaper as a collector. And you can pick up his comic right now. It's The Ultimate Fallout 4. It's actually cheaper. It's around 77 gems. You could pick up that new Spider-Men comic with the two of them. And that one's a great for stacking master collector points. You could pick them up, like just hordes of them. Of course, we got Spider-Man 2099, and he is like in this movie. He's confirmed. He's going to be awesome when we finally see him. Of course, this is a little bit of a higher level collectible. He's right around 1,000 gems, but he's been higher, right? So we've got Ghost Spider. She's in the movie. I mean, this is going to be great. So if you think ahead and you start planning, you know, you can actually get way ahead for when this movie comes. It's going to be big. It's going to be really popular, and we're going to get Miles Morales most likely in the real world movies as well. Like, you know, not the real world, but the MCU, the live action outside of animated. But remember, this animated movie, the first one, it won major awards. Like, it is major, right? So let's go on to the next one that's coming. We got Wakanda Forever, Black Panther 2. I mean, this is going to be really incredible as well. It's so sad that Chadwick Boseman passed away, but they're going to continue the legacy somehow. We'll see how it goes. But this movie's slated to come out around November or so, so this is something to look out for now. We've been getting Black Panther stuff in the app for the last little bit. We got the Jungle Action comic there, the first appearance of the Killmonger. And then, of course, we got Black Panther himself as an FA, a first appearance. If you don't have one of those in your collection, you should probably just get one at least, just to have. I mean, like, you can't go wrong. And of course, we have this newer Black Panther comic that came. And the reason over here that I have the Submariner is that he is actually rumored. If you don't know who he is, he goes way back to the 60s and stuff. And before that, even before that. And he's a great Marvel character, interacts with the Fantastic Four a ton. And there's rumors that he's actually going to make an appearance in this movie. So that could be astounding. We don't have that comic in the app or anything, but I'm just throwing it out there for you, right? To think ahead, right? Because that connects to Fantastic Four and all sorts of stuff. So they're slowly building this, right? So this is November. You could get your head start on Black Panther now if you want. So let's go on a little bit further. We got the She-Hulk show. This is going to be really funny. Apparently, this is like a half an hour kind of sitcom sort of style show. Like, not like the WandaVision thing, but like a half an hour format, more of a comedy, more fun. And of course, you know, we got the She-Hulk comic in the app. Not her first appearance in the real world comics, of course, but this is a great one with the Fantastic Four again, right? You see how much Fantastic Four stuff we're getting? It's crazy. And anyway, we also have Daredevil. I put that one there because if you don't know, she's a lawyer, and a lot of the show is going going to be like her doing like, courtroom stuff, apparently. Like that's what it's said to be. And, he is also a lawyer. This is Daredevil, right? So there's definitely probably going to be an interaction between the two of them at some point. He may even maybe team up with her at one point for fun. Who knows, right? But we do know we have the Hulk in there. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is going to be in there. He's in the trailer. It should be really fun. And, maybe the Hulk comics in the app also go up a bit if he shows a lot of appearance. We'll see what happens, but that's coming sometime in 2022. We don't know the date. Could be in the summer, so it might not be as far away as like the Black Panther movie, but we'll keep waiting. I'll keep you posted. Keep your eyes open. Next one that I wanted to do was Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. This is going to be hilarious. This timeline takes place after Thor and before Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's going to be right in the middle. And we do have Holiday Groot, right? So there you go. And we got Gamora right there. So that's awesome as well. And then, of course, we have the blind box right there, right? So the blind box means that we don't know what we're going to get for this. We'll probably get more Guardians in the future, right? But those are two that you could have, especially Holiday Groot. We got him at Christmas already this past year, but they actually have a holiday special, so that's going to give him a bit of a bump. First appearance Groot, can't go wrong, and first appearance Gamora as well, right? So we'll see what happens as we get closer to this, and we're going to get more Guardian stuff definitely in the app, so keep your eyes open for that. But that's coming around December, so that should be a lot of fun, right? And then after that, we have Kraven the Hunter's movie. Now this is legit confirmed, and this is the actor who's going to be playing him. And if you don't know who he is, you'll recognize him by watching Age of Ultron, Avengers 2. He was Wanda's brother, who actually, spoiler alert, he got killed in the movie, and he's playing Kraven, right? And this is going to be really something else, because we got that whole series of Kraven and Spider-Man, that whole comic series in the app, and you can pick them up for great prices. This is like going to be next January, around the 13th or so is when they're going to release this movie, and it's going to be really awesome because it's going to be right in the Spider-Verse, and it's going to be a story about him, but they're going to build it out. And remember, he's a key component of spider villains, right? So let's see what happens with that Spider-Verse, right? And you could pick up some of those comics for great prices. We'll see what we get. Maybe we actually get Kraven himself at some point. So keep your eyes open. But right now you can grab those comics and you're set, right? So let's keep going. Then we have the Marvels that's coming out after that. This is around February of next year. So I'm thinking like way out here, everybody, because that's what I do. We got Monica Rambeau right there. She's confirmed in that movie, and she came from the, Scarlet Witch TV show as well. We got her comic book in the app, but gee, I wonder why, right? Because, this is what's happening. We got, the Miss Marvel comic right there. Of course, that's the first appearance of Mystique, which is mutants. So that ties back to, Professor X and, the Doctor Strange trailer and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens there. But those are two you can pick up. And of course, the blind box is there. We don't know what we're going to get, right? We got the Miss Marvel TV show that's coming. The younger girl who's a teenager. That one's going to be cool as well. So she'll probably be in this. They're going to do a whole movie. This is basically Captain Marvel Part 2, but they're calling it The Marvels. So that's coming out. That's going to be awesome. You can pick those up now for super cheap. These are secret rares. $250 for that one, $190 for the Miss Marvel. I mean, this is like a secret rare, right? So, just think about that if you want, right? So let's go on to this. This is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I just got a couple more for you. Like I said, that's coming around February as well. And we're going to get, we got the Strange Tales and we got the Groot as well. So same thing as the, as the holiday special, right? So we'll see what happens with that, but that's going to be cool. Of course, Thor is going to be in that. So a lot of Thor stuff, a lot of cosmic stuff. If you notice, the cosmic realm of the Marvel Universe is really picking up here. They gave us Adam Warlock in this comic too. In case you don't know who Adam Warlock is, that's pretty important, right? So check that out too, right? And let's go on a little bit further. We're going to go just a bit further than that now, not much further, but we got, Quantumania, which is the Ant-Man 3 movie, and this is where Kang is going to be, and it's totally confirmed. He's in this movie. He's the main villain, and he was in the Loki show, and if we get a Loki season 2, which we will, that might come out before this, and we might get more of Kang, but he's going to be in this one. And of course, we have this awesome comic in the app, Avengers 8 with Kang, so you're going to want to have that one. Even if the show wasn't coming out, you'd want to have that comic. But that's coming on July 28th, but you can think way out, because by that time, in a whole year from now, what do you think that comic's going to be worth, right? I think it's going to be worth way higher, and then we have the different variations of it, right? So you can jump on it now before he really takes hold as the big villain in the MCU. I mean, that's what people are saying. He's going to be massive, right? So anyway, let's go on right here. I got two more for you. Fantastic Four, the movie, is confirmed. We don't know the date. We don't know anything about it, but we're getting tons of Fantastic Four in the VeeVee app. So obviously something's happening. It's going to happen anytime. You could pick up some of the collectibles for cheap, like Mr. Fantastic or her. You could pick up the Fantastic Four comics, like those are great comics anyway, but this is going to happen at some point, and you got to get way ahead of this thing. Trust me, right? I've gotten a few. I'm going to do more. That's just what I'm going to do. And, because when they come, the MCU is probably going to do them right. We've had some Fantastic Four movies in the past that haven't been as big, but they're not the MCU. This is a different animal. So let's get, excited about that. And you could really prep now, because I think it's imminent that we actually get the Fantastic Four confirmed, like that we actually see one of them, like Mr. Fantastic. Could be as early as a Doctor Strange movie because of that Illuminati thing. So that's something you want to jump on now. Like I said, I got two more. Actually, I got two more for you. This is it. Marvel Zombies, the TV show. So this is actually coming. They're doing an animated series of Marvel Zombies, not just a one-off, one episode, what if show. So you want to get ahead of the Marvel Zombies now. You can get first zombie NFT ever of Marvel. It's Captain America. You get Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, which is right there too. You got the first zombies ever in the comic book, first appearance in the Fantastic Four in the app. So think about that. And then, of course, we have the blind box just in case we get other stuff, which we will. And we don't know the date on that, of course, but it is coming. It's confirmed. They're doing an animated series, and that is going to be really incredible. So you could get way ahead on this one, have some fun. Plus, they're just great NFTs, aren't they? Anyway, so here's the last one I got for you. It's the What If Season 2, because that ties with the zombies as well. That's also confirmed. We don't know the date on that, but that's future thinking as well. You could get some of the What If comics we got. Like, we just got this What If comic with Spider-Girl. Don't think that they just dropped that for no reason at all. You can pick up the Secret Rare, which is super cheap, for like 140 gems right now. That is a joke. You're probably going to want to have that one. And then, of course, you got Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four as a what if. That could potentially totally happen. If you watch the last Spider-Man movie, he's all on his own. This is stuff that can happen, right? So, and then of course, Captain Carter, she was in the what if animated thing. Her little shield is actually shown on the Doctor Strange poster, as we've talked about. So there's all sorts of stuff coming. So think ahead. You could grab those comics for like really, really great prices right now. Just thinking way ahead, right? So that brings me to my last point right before I end the video. Long-term thinking, everybody. Like I said, I don't want you just to focus on what's happening this week or even the week after that or yesterday or 2 weeks ago. I want you to think about what's going on way down the line. That's where you're going to get ahead. That's where you're going to have the most success in this app. That's what I'm doing. I hope you're doing it too. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Hit like, please subscribe as well. That would be awesome. I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting.